have you been all my life?
Imagine you throwing your head back.
Oh my life. Beat it. That was my Kyle Cook DJ
Good job,
music break. Thank you so much. My headphones were going
drop.
Thank you. They were going in and out the whole time, so it really sounded like a remix.
Did we get them mixed up?
I don't think so. It's probably just being funky for right now, but that's fine. We'll deal with it. It's overall fine.
To get funky.
It just represents this episode of Summer House we're about to go over, in my opinion.
Okay, so y'all, welcome back to the shade of it all.
Welcome back.
I'm Maggie.
I'm Brandon.
We just watched Summer House together 5 minutes ago, and it, as well as Watch What Happens Live.
Yes.
And the way that I can tell you that I really don't understand what happened is kind of stressing me out a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a lot of confusion. Like, I had to I'm sorry if I was being annoying. I had to rewind a couple times because I'm just like, what's happening?
It's just, there was way too much happening, yet nothing happening. And it was like...
so many words said... But so little meaning.
So little meaning. And it was just like, so we're doing this now. We're recording right after because tomorrow Maggie is going out of town. Yeah. And, you know, she's taking some PTO. And I have to go in the office tomorrow. So this was one of the only times we could, so we could get the episode and not miss a week. So we decided, we'll watch it together and then we'll just pod afterwards.
Yeah.
We didn't know this was going to be the most confusing episode ever.
I have not had this experience with any show.
No.
Where I'm watching people talk about things and I'm not retaining all of it. This was bizarre.
Yeah. No, it was...
We're going to make sense of it. But up front, I want you to know I'm confused.
It was like... No, it was very confusing because they kept referencing like off-camera conversations. Lexi was more calculated than ever this episode.
Yes.
Jesse was just confusing because he's Jesse.
Yes.
Everyone else seemed pretty... Well, Lindsay.
They're not reliable narrators.
No,
I don't trust Lexi or Jesse. I don't trust...
No.
I am sure the truth is in between something one of them has said. But...
it's truly like, because they're the type of narrators where they'll like misplace information. Like the whole like when at the end when Jesse brings up Ciara and Lexi being upset about them hanging out, I did get the impression he was saying that was part of the reason they broke up.
Yes.
But then it was just like Lexi didn't say that at all.
No.
But Kyle thinking that she did and the breakup, I also thought. I would have thought that.
I would have thought that because they were all upstairs and he was like, well, she was like upset because I got a manicure. And then she's like, mad me and Ciara are good. And it's like,
yeah.
Is that the reason? So I heard her talk to you and she didn't say any of that.
She didn't mention that at all.
She didn't mention that.
No.
So that's why I'm confused because I'm just like, guys, also... her whole soliloquy was very, dare I say, rehearsed.
Oh, yes.
Like,
she was
Lexi,
rehearsing that with her sister
and mom. Did your
mom.
sister and mom write a script of, like, what you should say? Because some of it made sense, and then other parts did not.
No. It was literally...
I mean...
like... Okay, let's get into that.
Yeah,
let's jump in. So basically, the episode starts, which felt like a different lifetime, mainly because it was they went through two weekends pretty much.
I've never seen that before.
No. And so we pick up with Jesse and Ciara's conversation.
Yes.
And ultimately, she does end up forgiving him because he kind of apologizes, I didn't
like any of that.
No.
He's like... well, it still seems you're mad. So as soon as you say sorry to someone, everything goes out the door and they're supposed to just have great feelings for you and no... like, what do you want, Jesse? Like, give her some space. And so, like, when she got up and hugged him, I was just like,
No,
I don't like that.
I didn't either, and it was just like weird because her whole thing was like, I'm not gonna be like, I want you and Lexi to be happy or whatever, like I'm not gonna be upset or anything.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it sounds like you are upset. And she's like, I am right now, but not because of y'all being together. Like, that's another thing. It's like, it's not that y'all are together that's making her upset. Like, I felt like that was weird, him saying that. It's what you did.
Yeah.
Jesse.
And so, like, him basically begging her to be nice for
Yeah.
a minute was, like, just annoying. And then they leave, and we hear him tell Wes, like, yeah, she was, like, saying that, like, we're, like, she's not sure about
Lexi.
me. Oh, she was telling Lexi.
Wes was there, though. I don't know if he was listening.
Okay.
He was, like, on the other bed.
But his recap was just about where they really left off, which was like, I need some space from you, like in a couple weeks I'm not gonna want to be like, I'm good on you kind of thing.
And like, it was weird though, because I felt like their conversation ended fine. They hugged. She was like, I'll get over it, it is what it is. But then when he tells Lexi, it's just like, yeah, she basically was just like saying all these things about how like she'll be over it in 2 weeks. And it's like, are we show friends? And it was just really discouraging. And I'm like, well, you were like celebrating and hugging her after the conversation. So how is this how you're relating it?
I mean, it sounds like he just wants to be like on good terms without giving her space to get there.
Yeah.
Like, I apologize. I'm going to give her some time. We'll figure it out with time. No, it needs to be on Jesse's timeline. Like, no, do you immediately forgive me and are we best friends again? Because I want to keep that. And it's like, what do you mean show friends? Like, so you want to make people, like, you want to talk about people, say things that aren't nice. People distrust you. You say sorry and it's supposed to go back to normal. Like, you don't understand that there could be, like, repercussions that somebody might not want to be so close to you after that. I just thought
our friendship was stronger than that, to where one joke wouldn't affect it like this, you know?
He's so annoying.
I can't even get my smile that big. It hurts. But it's just...
He did quote the joke thing again. Like, it was just a joke.
Honestly, Jesse and Lexi are a match made in hell. They're the most exhausting human beings.
No, they are.
Ever.
They are.
And it's just like, what the fuck? But so the next day they leave.
They leave.
Yes. And then throughout the week, Amanda Batula's swimwear party, which was cute. You know, she was just showing it and everything because it was September at the time, maybe late August. And it's not going to drop until February, but she wanted to show people like, oh, I'm actually doing it. Because it was a big thing last summer when she said it, and Kyle called it a passion project.
Yeah, I was like, shade? Question mark?
Very.
She's like, Kyle, the guy next to me, him.
My husband.
He said it was a passion project, but it's not. It's real.
We know, Amanda.
And then Kyle's just like, I did say that.
Right. They're like...
Oh, they're so weird.
They're such a passive-aggressive hetero couple, like, from hell. Like, all these couples are from hell. All of them. It's just hell. Although, not as bad as Vanderpump Rules. But hell in a different way.
Because she said something else at the end.
Probably
my
little.
tops will fit big boobs.
Oh, yeah, because her whole thing is because she has big boobs and it's hard for her to find bikinis. So she wants to make swimwear that's like for people with big boobs. But one of the criticisms was apparently it wasn't the best for big boobs.
Wait, Amanda has big boobs?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah. But she's apparently doing another launch, and she said she was going to take into consideration people's feedback.
Oh, okay. So not knowing her, the big boobs thing was just weird. I was just like, you should have written a script.
I should
ask Lexi's mom to write a script for you. Mom and sister, they'll both edit it.
The Woods need to get together.
Her sister was being so obnoxious at the part. Not obnoxious, but like their presence I'm like more aware of. Yeah. Somebody asked Lexi a question and her sister answered it and I was just like, oh.
They have a podcast.
Lexi and her sister?
And mom. Okay. It's called the 6 and 9 podcast.
Huh?
I don't know.
6 and 9?
Yeah.
Why?
I'll listen. Do you think her and her sister have the same voice? Do you think I'm listening to that podcast? No offense. I'm not trying to be too bad, but like you really were on with this episode.
Anytime I hear somebody starting a podcast, it just makes me sad because it's like, hey, like celebrity influencers, I get it. You have a following and people will listen. I understand passive income. I get it. But save some room for us.
We need main income. Come on, y'all.
Come on. We just trying to get it out the mud.
Right.
Everybody has one. Everybody.
It is true. They announced like 4 people from Bravo randomly got a podcast like a few months ago.
Of course.
Gia Giudice.
Who's that?
Waking up in the morning,
Giudice?
thinking about so many things. Yeah, but they say it a different way each time.
Oh. I was like, wait, well.
I don't know why she has one.
Oh, gosh.
Michelle from the Valley.
I'm a little salty, but it's okay.
We're in our own. The thing about us, we're in our own lane. Everyone's in their own lane.
Yeah.
Everyone can have a podcast. It's all good, but just like, listen to ours.
Yeah. We're doing our thing. It's fine.
Yes.
So the party was fine.
It did look good. So happy for Amanda and happy she's doing her own thing. I need to find and send you that clip because she really did it because Amanda or Paige and Ciara like really pushed her. And Ciara, they're in an Old Navy. And Ciara just looks at Amanda and just goes, "Do you feel like you have an identity outside of Kyle? Because I don't." And Amanda's like, "You're right."
Wow.
It was like the bluntness of Ciara saying it. It was like funny, but also like a real friend. And she's like, "It's harsh, but it's true."
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine just being like, minding your business?
I just look at you and I'm like, "Do you think you have an identity outside the OB?" Because I don't.
I like, it's just a very deep, but like that question is heavy because it's like low-key clear to everybody.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, I'm glad that she's doing her own thing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But
Same.
Ciara's question.
I love Ciara. And her bathing suits are very expensive, but she's doing it in collaboration with this company, South Moon Under. But she sold out a thing, so it feels like it's a success.
Go off,
and there's
queen.
going to be more launches. So nothing but support and love for Amanda.
And then they go straight back to the house.
Yes, they go back to the house.
I've never seen them leave and return in one episode. I forgot to mention.
Oh, yes.
As they were leaving, Ciara's driving, and she asks West.
Oh, yeah.
West, are you gonna back up or pull forward? And he's like, "Oh my gosh, she asked me if I'm gonna back up or
I can't believe she asked
she
me
was
this.
asking
This
me
is
a
such a
question."
big deal.
Brandon, the way that Wes is obsessed with her, everything. Oh yeah, like there was a bottle of water, but it was half drinking, and she gave it to me.
Yeah, literally, just like she gargled some of the Propel, she spit it back in, and then she like threw it in my face, and then she gave me basically the empty bottle.
Like we were all eating on the beach, and there was like a bowl of half-filled fruit, and then like she passed it to me, and then our fingers touched. Like
Ciara wore army pants and flip-flops to the beach. So I decided to wear army pants and flip-flops to the beach.
Yo, you are a Ciara stan. Like, why
Honestly,
are you so obsessed with her?
We get it, but
I'm
like
obsessed with her. But why are you? You broke up with her just to obsess over her from afar? You had her. The way you fumbled the bag. Just to watch the bag from afar and admire it.
He's like American Beauty watching the garbage. Or it's not the Ciara, but like the plastic bag, and he's like, "This is so beautiful." Why did I thinking of like, I thought of number one fan, and then I thought of SpongeBob. He was number one.
He was Oh my gosh, West. I get it, but
West was on Watch What Happens Live with Jesse.
Yeah.
They didn't say much, but West is debuting of his 3 hairstyles.
LOL.
Actually, I'll say 4. Because he had the floppy rooster hair last season, the greasy middle part, the volumized greasy middle part, where it was a little like Zach and Cody's mom. And now it's like a mullet, front bangs. To me, his best one yet, but he needs to trim up the back a little. It's a little too long. Like, it's a mullet, but it's like a faux mullet. So you need to like clean it up a little bit. I think, in my opinion. But other than that, I did like his suit he was wearing. It was just like a black suit.
I thought it was like a jumpsuit.
I think it was a suit.
Was it connect? No. Okay, yeah.
Maybe it was two. The white shoes were a choice.
Well, they asked him some questions about Ciara.
Yeah, and he was nice. He's like, she's cool, she's pretty, like, or something like that.
Yeah, because they're like, what do you think about Jesse, like, saying he would have dated Ciara? And he's like, valid. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Yeah, that was really the only thing he said. It was mostly Jesse getting grilled on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah, basically. They didn't drop too much tea or anything. It was just what I expected.
Jesse's delusional, like, yeah.
Yeah. So they get back to the house. Who gets there first? Who cares?
It was West and Jesse. They're like, are we first? Are these groceries fresh? Yeah, what do you think? They like left the groceries outside for a couple days.
Right.
The way the guy's talking is so annoying to me.
They're interesting. And then Amanda and Kyle, they show up.
Yeah. Or was it Lindsay and them? Or
they're in the car.
Yeah.
Because it cuts to them. Okay. Lindsay is telling Gabby and Lexi how they're doing like the freedom dinner.
Yes.
To celebrate because it's the 1 year anniversary of when Carl left her. And
they showed the post.
I have to say, there's no one that's more interested in the story of Lindsay Hubbard than Lindsay Hubbard. No one gave her a book deal, but she wrote a table of contents. No. Carl's dropping a book.
He is?
In December. It's called Cake Eater or something.
Oh, for his sobriety?
Yeah, I think he's going to talk about that and like growing up and like other things. Maybe I'll read it or I'll see what people say about it. Anyways, but we'll see when Lindsay gets a book deal. She has a lot of stuff laid out. This post was embarrassing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Lindsay stands come at me. I don't care. Like this was embarrassing. And it's you, Lindsay. I'm sorry. She's like the most bothered individual ever.
Yes.
Which is hysterical. So although I say it's embarrassing, I appreciate it. So don't get it twisted.
Thank you for the mess.
Yes.
But it's hard to watch you be messy.
It's also like clinging, or grasping at straws.
Brandon, she has to be a narcissist. Like, you're so self-possessed. Basically, this is her 12-month resume.
Yeah.
Starting with so it's funny because I feel like I remember her saying I'm not humiliated, but the description was like last year I was humiliated, I was sad, I was depressed. And here's how I've leveled up since. And she's trying to I was humiliated, but I came up.
Yeah.
It was bad, but I'm good.
Here's the thing I will always say and why I will always ride hard for Ariana Madix. Because Lindsay, as I've said before, tried to have an Ariana moment. I was blindsided.
Yeah.
And all this going on that, playing the victim, doing these magazine shoots that she's mentioning and all these different things. But it never quite popped off that way because it was completely different and whatever. But the thing about Ariana and why she's able to go past Bravo, be the host of Love Island, become a celebrity outside of everything and completely disassociate is because she knows when to shut the fuck up. She doesn't have to say anything. Everything speaks for itself. She doesn't need to, because she's talented, she's beautiful, she knows all of this. So she doesn't have to say it. It just is. She's on Watch What Happens Live. They're asking her messy questions. She's being nice, throwing a little shade here and there.
Yeah.
But she's not really getting into it because she doesn't have to.
She doesn't have to.
And it doesn't matter if she does or not. And she doesn't need to list a timeline. After Sandoval broke my heart, Bloomingdale's deal, shoe deal, Broadway, Dancing with the Stars, Love Island, this ad, Duracell, all this. She just does it. And it is what it is.
And we sit back and we watch and we're like, we are so happy for her.
Yes.
No, for real. Like, think of Beyonce. Like, all of these people who are like super successful, they move silently.
Yes.
You don't have to announce what's going on. People see it. I'm sure maybe... I don't know her, so maybe throughout the year other people noticed the things that she did.
Yeah.
But just for her to like lay it out and say, look at all the things that I did.
Mm-hmm. It's like...
If she had just had the first paragraph and a picture, that would have been fine.
Right.
The timeline, month to month.
That was crazy.
I read it. Not travel, each step. What did she say? Denver.
She's like, Charles, Nashville, LA. It's like, okay, within the States.
Girl, what?
Wes made me laugh because he was just like, in the month where it was like she found out she was pregnant, he was like, you could have just said you were pregnant, not the also 2 magazine covers. He's like, the pregnancy was enough.
It was enough. No, it was kind of crazy. I was just like, yeah, it's cringy. It's still online.
It is.
I was like, I'm just gonna like save this just in case we're gonna talk about it, like, and read it or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like she's overcompensating for something, and Carl clocks it.
He does. He's like, it's just speaking to something darker within you and not seeing the reality of the situation, which is ultimately true.
Yeah.
Because Lindsay, I mean, maybe it's not completely, like, I don't know, darker seemed a little much, but I mean, I don't know. Who's to say? But as far as not seeing the reality of the situation, Lindsay, I don't think has yet to see why her relationship ended, like what she did to cause the end of her relationship.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And like they were together for a while. So I get that maybe a year later you're still thinking about it and stuff. But to do this whole production, when she produces herself, she looks awful. The ultrasound thing and all that, weird. Since then, she's been acting herself and I've enjoyed her. This, weird. You did the post and a freedom dinner?
That's
freedom
crazy.
Dinner.
And
freedom dinner. Come on, sis. You said that out loud to yourself. You're like, that's the name.
No, but
that's what we're gonna do.
She's like, I know what we're gonna do.
I know what we're gonna call
I'm having Jersey Mike's. Whatever the fuck. Those sandwiches look good. I wanted a sandwich after that.
No, it did look good. Do you want to talk about the... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, because I was kind of like... What was I going to say? I think we could talk a little about that part of the dinner because it was just kind of like irrelevant. Like, it was just embarrassing.
Like Lindsay, when Carl can clock your mess and get you together... Yes, sis.
Right.
He's done it twice and you let him. You walked straight into it.
She's like kind of like speechless because they're at the dinner. It's at the end. They end at the dinner, which was so annoying.
Yes.
But she's just like, well, I want to say this is called the freedom dinner.
It's been 1 year since Carl broke my heart, made me sad and humiliated me.
Yeah, I was sent the post a couple times, and thanks for announcing that publicly.
And she's like, well, why not?
You can make a post. Why the fuck would he make a post? Lindsay.
It's not something to celebrate, Lindsay. Embarrassing moment part 1.
Or at least just say, like you said before, just the first part where it's just like, a year ago I thought my life was like, I was at my lowest, and now I'm so happy because I'm having a baby.
Yes.
And that, honestly, who can hate on that?
Who can hate on it? Because it doesn't matter what the resume is. It doesn't matter what we think. You're overcompensating. It's just, if you're at peace with your baby only, that's all that matters. Yeah. It's great. You did a bunch of other stuff, but like to have to like ride all
Summer
out.
House reunion. Summer House season 9 premiere.
Season 9 starts to film. Oh gosh.
Oh, I cannot.
Anyway, so yeah, he's like, why?
It's like, I just don't understand why you like have to make the post. Like, you've moved on. You're good. Like, it is what it is. And she's like, yeah, and I'm free. We're all free. It's not just me. Jesse and Lexi have had some revelation. This is when she kind of started to win me over a little bit because I was like, this is kind of funny. But she really didn't have much to say to whatever Carl. I'm kind of forgetting verbatim.
Yeah.
We only watched it once.
Yeah.
But it was essentially just clocking the fact that, like, it's kind of crazy that you did this long post.
Yeah. And then he's like, well, like, why are you still lingering on it? And she's like, I'm not. And he's like, you're calling this the freedom dinner. Like, we're having this dinner. You are still lingering on it.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just like gets interrupted. But I'm just like, he's right, girl. Like, he's saying, why do you care? You're saying I don't. It's clear that you do.
Which is, I don't know if it's, I mean, it's fine to feel however you feel, but just be honest, you know?
Yeah.
That's the other thing, because I was going to say earlier, when she said she's humiliated, she just got defensive on Instagram because she saw Carl say last episode, oh, she's embarrassed. But then she said, even then, and now in this post, I was humiliated.
He can't say you were embarrassed, but you can say you were humiliated.
You know. But
potato, tomato.
So that was them this episode. Okay, so on the car ride over, Lexi and Lindsay and Gabby are talking, and Lexi's talking about how she essentially wants to break up with Jesse this weekend. And her reasoning is she invited him to hang out with a friend and her family. A
friend from out of town, very special friend.
Yeah. And then he said, no, I'm getting a manicure.
And she's like, I don't trust him. He told me he's getting a manicure, but I just didn't trust it.
Which, okay. But then the rest of the car ride is just her talking about how, like, you know, I just, like, no, we're not the ones. And if I can't trust you, then it's not going to work. And I'm sick of having to teach him and, like, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, why are you waiting till now to do it?
Right. The manicure story didn't seem like a good enough reason. If he's canceling plans to get a manicure out of the blue at 9:00, okay. But it sounded like you were just like, hey, come. And he's like, I don't want to. And when I heard that, I was like, that's valid because I think he hangs out with you and your family and your friends often.
Yeah.
So maybe the one time he doesn't want to. I can't believe I'm defending Jesse. But
look.
It didn't seem that deep to me.
This might be the most we defend Jesse this episode, and it will only be barely.
Yes.
Like, don't get it twisted.
Just this little thing, this whole manicure story, like.
Also, because someone commented on one of our TikToks, they were like, oh, people always find a way to blame the woman when Jesse's the problem. And da-da-da-da-da. One of ours about Lexi. And I commented, I was just like, roll back the clips. We are constantly coming for Jesse.
Yeah.
So I just want to make it clear, we only just now started to kind of notice Lexi's a liar. And it's only really in reference to Ciara.
Thank you, yes.
When it comes to the Jesse, we are very much...
We're critical of him. He's being really awful. It's just this doesn't feel... Like, when she was talking about it, I was like, this doesn't feel real. Because in the past, when we've seen Lexi upset, there's been like...
There was passion.
Yeah.
There was authenticity.
And we saw you happy to let him back into your apartment so you can make up.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're upset again. I'm not saying she hasn't been on a roller coaster. She has. This reason, though, just seems a little iffy. But if that was your final straw, that's your final straw. I'm just saying...
It didn't read real. It read as, this is the last weekend, so I'm going to end this relationship.
Right. If it's real, my bad. But it didn't seem real.
Which, if you're that calculated, that does make me question other things.
Yes.
I don't know. But, so they get to the house, and then they're basically telling Amanda how she wants to break up with Jesse and about the manicure. Then, she's like, to me, this just read really lame on Lexi's part.
Yeah.
Because she just kept being like, when should I do it? Like, should I do it now? Like, I don't know. I just don't want to go the whole weekend and do it. And it's like, okay, well, then you could have just done it before coming this weekend. And she's like, should I do it now? Like, should I do it now?
Like you got to the house ready to break up with him. You could have done it before. Yeah.
And so all the guys are outside talking. And then she kind of goes to get Jesse, but she kind of like looks back and she's like, oh my God, I'm going to. It's like, it's almost like she's like, I'm about to have a TV moment.
Yeah. Which is another point where I was like, okay, your reasons didn't sound great. Your behavior is making it look like this was like a plan to like do this right now.
It's giving just calculated.
Yes.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
So she pulls him aside and she's essentially just like, you know, I just feel like we're not you're not looking for the relationship I'm looking for, and I can't trust you, and like you're just kind of like a liar, and you've changed me as a person because I now don't trust people, and you've killed my light slowly. Like, look, okay. Look, I'm not invalidating that. It was just kind of a lot.
It was a lot
in the moment. I was just like, okay, like it felt like she was trying to hit like points to like have a moment, which maybe she does feel that way. I can get her not trusting people after this, but it just gave, I don't know, I think that paired with everything else just felt odd.
Yeah, because she also said, like, he asks her like what has changed since between Tuesday and now, and then she mentions the pedicure thing or the manicure thing, and he was like, but I just went to get a manicure. But she's like, I didn't like that I had to think that I didn't trust you. That made sense to me.
That did, yes.
That made sense to me because the whole thing has been trust. He's been acting really weird and really shady. That made sense. The rest of it,
I was like,
and then he like is a little defensive about the whole like you're making me out to seem like this really awful, terrible guy and like a liar, and like I lied once. I only told you, like, I mean, like, omission is like lying by omission, but like I didn't lie. Like, you still believe that? You still believe that you didn't lie? I mean, like, it's not okay, maybe it wasn't a lie, but that doesn't make somebody want to trust you.
No. And it's just like, he does lie. He just like, he cherry picks what he says and then twists it a little. And
so in his confessional, he's like, Lexi's making me out to be this awful person. Like, I'm a liar, but like, what did I really lie about? And I'm like, see, I don't really get everything that she's saying, but the fact that you can't make any connections at all. Like, I made connections with what she was talking about. The fact that it went over your head and you still think you're good and you didn't do anything wrong is insane.
Well, he's still saying on Watch What Happens Live that he didn't get mad about the West and Lexi flirting thing.
He was like, I was happy.
Which
even
also,
West was like, dude.
Right. And also learning about how his best friend slept with his girlfriend when he was 18. Yeah. You were definitely triggered that night when you saw West and Lexi doing whatever. So,
I think he didn't, because he's like, no, I didn't say that. Andy's like, did you watch the show? The show you're on? Did you watch it? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, because they were pissing me off because they like wouldn't answer questions. And he's like, hello, there's a show. Can you give it an opinion?
I'm talking about this moment where you looked upset. And he's like, I was happy. So
I was joyous. I threw a parade, a freedom dinner.
This is why I say both of them are not reliable narrators. We will never know.
There's only few people on this show I trust to narrate. Paige, reliable narrator. I would say Ciara is a reliable narrator when she decides to care. She's like, and then she usually gets the facts right. She doesn't fuck shit up. Amanda, I don't know. I think maybe just Paige and Ciara, and maybe I would trust Gabby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Carl seems to be honest about that.
Yeah, Carl's not bad. He's probably the best guy. So
they break up.
They break up. And he's like, well, I'm not going to fight you on it. She's like, you never do.
Okay, I was like, okay, but he did fight last time, but whatever, sure.
Right, I'm like, it seems like he does kind of like try. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, y'all talk for hours and hours and hours and hours. So like, what is he saying?
We don't know, but I did see him fight once. I don't know. So I feel like we're also very critical of her because we've heard her tell half-truths about Ciara. So watching Lexi now, I am like wary of her and the things that she says.
Yes.
Did Jesse play in her face? Absolutely. But like, in this, when she's like trying to spin something and trying to create a story, that's when I stopped believing her. And this whole thing looked very like, me and my mom and my sister sat down and we wrote out a script and this was the talking points. He asked me a couple questions, but like, you know, like she wasn't even sad about it. Like, we saw Lexi crying a couple weeks ago. Not that she has to be, but like, I see a big difference between her today in this scene and her last time. Like, when she's looking, like, where it seems more genuine.
Yeah, which I don't know. I think that also her waiting thing really doesn't help.
Yeah.
Because I could understand maybe when you're over it,
Mm-hmm.
Like you reach to the point of being over it. But it was just the calculated waiting that I'm like, it's just, again, doesn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
But while they're breaking up, Ciara does show up looking great.
Yes.
White ballet flats, black
Oh,
set.
we like your outfit.
Also, Gabby's outfit was amazing.
Oh, yeah. Gabby looks great.
The white top. But they tell her, they're like, Lexi's breaking up with Jesse now. She's like, right now.
She's like, hi.
Yes. And then Kyle comes in and they're telling him like, oh, Lexi got the ick. And he's like, what's the ick? And I'm like, really, Kyle? You don't know?
Context clues wouldn't give you like something that's icky. Gross.
Right.
Ew, get away.
And Ciara's like, kind of like when you started DJing, when you said that was an ick. And he's like, I just didn't think that was applicable.
You know, kind of like your whole existence, except for when you're defending Ciara.
Right. Those are the good moments. So Lexi breaks up with him. Jesse goes back with the guys. And then Lexi goes to talk to the girls about it and just tells them what happens. And then she kind of starts to say how she feels though she hasn't been able to get close with the girls because of things he was saying. And it was like making her look crazy. And she understands like, oh, if you think I'm weird. And Ciara jokes, we did say crazy. But then she's like, I'm just kidding. It was kind of a nice moment.
It was.
And Paige shows up. Amazing olive green set. The fashion was on point this episode.
Okay. The whole like I couldn't get close with the girls. I don't know how close you can get with people in a certain amount of time, especially being really the only new person. Emerald's not really around that much.
Yeah.
You are spending a lot of time with a guy, but like how close could you have gotten? And like couldn't you have still gotten close to them while dating Jesse? I mean, it has been a roller coaster, so that makes sense, but like I just feel like they should tell you, we wish we got to know you, instead of her assuming. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Lexi, we didn't have a chance to get to know you this summer. She is saying, y'all didn't get to know me and you think I'm weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, where'd that come from? Who told her that?
And then, because, well, she did say on Vile Files that he told her not to trust the girls.
Yeah.
So... And maybe we'll get to, because at the end of the episode, she kind of alludes to that.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe we'll learn next episode. I'll hold space for what was said. But I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. Because I even was saying, like, I think a couple of weeks ago, I was like, there's something about Lexi that, like, maybe, I don't know if I completely said this in the episode, but if not, I meant to. I can understand not getting close with her. There's something, for lack of a better word, little vacant about her when she speaks. Not that she doesn't have much going on, but it's almost like she's saying words, but I'm not feeling. I feel hollow.
I don't know. Gabby and Lindsay, I feel like, are the closest to her, and they like her. So there's got to be more to her than we see. Yeah. Unfortunately, we would only been able to see her caught up in this drama. I would love to see like
Lindsay
how she
likes
actually
anyone who like lets her talk about herself.
LOL.
The whole time.
But what about Gabby?
Gabby, I wish they would show us more of her so I could really see.
Yeah.
But I do like her, so I will hold space for that as well.
Yeah, I don't have a judgment. I don't have an opinion because I haven't really gotten to see Lexi just like be herself.
This is true. Maybe next season.
Maybe we never will. Yeah, because even her whole like Gabby and the thing that she got to plan, Gabby and I planned a pool day, like, or the beach day, like we didn't really see much of it, you know?
No, yeah.
So.
Well, maybe we'll see. Hopefully, yeah. I don't know, but. So she talks to the girls, and then Jesse and West go upstairs, and he's kind of telling him what happened, and he's kind of a little distraught. He's just like, I didn't think that was going to happen, but she has been acting weird all day. And then Paige goes up, and she's like, are you sad?
He's like, yes, I'm sad.
And she's like, oh, come here. I love her just popping up. Are you sad? Mm-hmm. In her green set.
No, it was funny.
Are you sad? I'm Paige. But
she looked nice in that.
She did. And then he's just basically, slowly but surely, the rest of the house kind of goes up.
We ended with Carl. Everybody in here. I think Carl's like my favorite guy because
he's so random sometimes. I'm like, Carl.
He's being himself.
He is.
And it's beautiful.
That was funny. And then so it's everyone up there except for Lexi, Lindsay,
and Gabby
and Emerald.
Oh yeah, Gabby stayed down.
They're helping set up for Lindsay's freedom dinner. The sandwiches came in. And they're basically asking kind of like what happened. And this is where Jesse is confusing because he goes, she's basically upset that me and Ciara like had a good time at the US Open this week and like made up. And Ciara's just like, what?
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, she was like upset and was like, how could you forgive her after how she treated West and me? Mm-hmm. And she's like, how was I treating her?
What did I do to Lexi?
She doesn't deny the West part.
Never mind
she
West.
Does.
And West is like,
she's like,
smiling
fuck West,
to him.
I don't care about that. What do you mean? What was I rude to Lexi?
West is like, maybe she'll stop being mean to me. No, it's not about you, West. What have I done to Lexi? And he's just like, I don't know. I don't want to like misconstrue or like throw her under the bus. You just threw her under the bus, my guy.
Right. And then like you just outed what she probably thought about Ciara to a group of people and then was just like, I don't want to throw her under the bus. Uh-huh. And then he says something like, I think she just doesn't feel close with you, essentially.
Yeah.
And then Kyle's like, is that it? Like, I know that's right, Kyle. He's like, yeah. And so Ciara's like, this is why I love family dinners. We could talk things out. Mm-hmm. And Jesse's like, we don't have to say anything. And Ciara's like, I'm going to say something.
Jesse, what'd you think was going to happen?
Right.
You told basically the whole house all this stuff, and Ciara's at the center of it?
Yes.
You don't know her. You must not know her.
And again, I got the impression he was saying that's why they broke up.
Yes.
So I understand why Kyle's takeaway, because after this, Kyle goes to talk to Lexi about it, asks how she is, why they broke up, and how much of it was about Ciara. And Lexi's just like, none of it was about Ciara. What do you mean? And then he brings up what he said. And then she's like, I never said that when I broke up with him, which is true.
It's true.
But then Jesse and Wes are outside, and then that's when we learned that she said it at the dinner.
Yeah.
Like during the week.
So the problem with Jesse as a narrator is you will tell him 20 things, and he will remember the thing you told him last week.
That part. He doesn't. It's not the thing where you remember the last thing you heard. He's like, he remembers the third thing he heard.
And 6 years ago, she told me that she doesn't like Ciara, and Ciara's mean to West. And it's like, I mean, you could just focus on the facts at hand, but sure, bring up things that didn't happen today.
Also, where is she getting anything about West? Clearly you're talking to her about it, but whatever.
So for him to drag Ciara into this, when
they literally did,
they dragged her into this. The way Lexi set it up was, I don't trust you. You're doing too much. Blah blah blah. He brings Ciara right into it, and that's why I was so confused watching, because I'm like, what's the real story? I'm sure there's bits of truth to all of it, but it is annoying that Jesse will just bring this like fact, something that didn't happen today. I mean, if he threw that out on the side, like, okay, she said these things and the other day she mentioned this, that would be one thing. But that's like the only thing everybody took away is it's about Ciara.
Right. And it's just like weird, because I think Lexi then tells Kyle when she said it and what she said, because her whole thing was she was just confused how they're friends, because I guess on Sunday he was saying something different and all this.
On Tuesday he's like, or on Monday they're at the US Open together. Yeah.
So she's annoyed. Paige is talking to Amanda and Ciara, and she's like, look, Ciara, you just need to tell her, what did I do to make you feel this way? I never meant to, da-da-da-da-da. And Ciara's just like... Ciara's
just sitting down like, girl, you know that I'm not going to say that. If y'all did not catch her face, please go back and look. She is just perched up on the bed, like smiling, like, girl, not you giving me a script.
She's like the girl outside of the burning house, the little kid. And Paige is just like, I know, but you have to. And I'm like, I get. She should be coming like that.
Yes. But... Don't worry, they'll set it up for you so you don't have to say any of that. But it was funny.
Right.
Like, so maybe they're like gentle parenting Ciara.
She looked like a bad kid.
She was just like,
Of course I'll say that.
Says none of it.
I'll be nice.
Oh my gosh, she looks so cute sitting there too. I'm like, this is fun for her.
Also, we're about to buy a new car because we saw Ciara in the car commercial.
Oh yeah, what was it? A Honda something or a Nissan?
Nissan Mantra.
I don't know. I'm getting it.
I'll look it up and see. I've been thinking about getting a new car. Who knows? Watch me pull up with it. The same one. I'm like, Maggie, honk the horn on him, Greg.
We gotta recreate the ad.
Sometimes I just love relaxing. It looked like a movie.
It did.
She looked so good. Anyways,
she did. She did. She does. I said she did.
She does.
She does.
You combine the words gruel. Not Maggie's man calling.
Decline. Let's keep going.
Oh, we're almost done, Obi. Don't worry. So we get to the dinner, and then we already said the Lindsay stuff that happened. The freedom dinner. And then
Welcome to Freedom.
And then Lindsay does say, she's like, Emerald, do you have a weird speech to give? And I'm like, that was kind of funny. And then Emerald's like, I don't think I can top that. And Lexi's like, I have something to say to Jesse.
Wait, why did they even say that to Emerald? I missed that part.
I don't know. It was random. Probably just like, Emerald got anything to say? And he kind of gave nothing. I was like, okay, Emerald. But... Lexi's like, I have something to say to Jesse. And Jesse's like, oh, what? And she's just like, why are you saying that we broke up because of Ciara when that's not true?
I didn't say that.
And she's like, well, Kyle basically had that takeaway. And Ciara's like, oh, you got a twisted story from Kyle. And I'm like, kind of, but also like, I would have thought it too. But Kyle does throw a little extra sauce. Like he makes, I don't know, but I don't know. Like I kind of understood what he was saying.
Me too. Maybe there was more to what Jesse said to the group. Like it got hot in there.
It did.
Maybe they were up there for longer. Gabby let us know it stayed.
She's like, it smells like a gym.
Oh my gosh, open the window. Maybe there was more. I bet there was more.
Probably. There usually is.
Paige is like, okay, I just want to say that he wasn't bad mouthing you. And I was like, I heard him bad mouthing. He wasn't bad mouthing you. He was just kind of like explaining his side and like his disappointment.
Right. I mean, he didn't say anything bad as far as she sucks, like fuck her.
Yeah.
But he was messy.
He was a little messy. No, he was very messy.
Yeah. And then Lexi's just like, I never said that. And he's like, yes, you did. You said it at the dinner. The first thing you said when you sat down was, how are you friends with Ciara after this? And she's like, no, that's because Sunday you said you disliked her and I was being protective because I thought we were in a mutual relationship and da-da-da-da-da. And like, honestly, I was just having your back. And like, based off everything you've told me about Ciara, I don't trust her. I don't trust you, Ciara. And I'm like, well, what did he say about Ciara? Because his whole thing was, he didn't say he disliked her. He said he disliked how the conversation went. And I'm like, is this bad communication or is it bad listening or is it both? I feel like it's both.
It's Jesse wanting to have everything go his way. The fact that you even had something bad to say about Ciara after the conversation is just annoying. Because you forced her to like be like, cool, give me a hug, let's make it better. She wasn't really feeling it. And so since it didn't go exactly your way, now you're going back to Lexi to say like, oh, well, I didn't feel great about it. Like,
yeah.
I feel like he should have been saying like, we're gonna get there, it's gonna take some time, we need space, we'll figure it out, you know. And so like that whole thing was just weird to me. But I get what she said when she was like, I was defending you, because that's what you do. But beside your partner, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna say, oh, well, somebody's upsetting you, well, I'm gonna talk shit and be on your side, you know.
Yeah, I do wonder if she's being, because her whole thing was just like, you are the reason why me and Ciara haven't been besties this summer.
That was weird.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think y'all would have been besties, but maybe cool. I feel like you guys are cool, but I don't know. But I do think
he probably said something.
He did, and I wouldn't like. I would understand if Lexi maybe felt a type of way or was just a little like, oh, this beautiful like girl you're flirting with.
Yeah.
And I'm not like close with her.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how to feel about her.
Yeah.
I could see that, but then say that,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And then don't go on these passive aggressive interviews like we've been seeing.
Yeah, because now she's flipping the script. Like, I didn't dislike Ciara. But now on the show she's saying that. But now she's saying she thinks they're together, which is weird. On one of, I think it was the Vile Files, all she told us was he told her not to trust the girls.
Mm-hmm. Or the producers.
He probably is bitching a lot about how Ciara is not like on good terms with his boy West, and West is uncomfortable. I can believe that.
Yeah.
So maybe like that's part of it, but yeah, I don't know.
It's a confusing mess.
It's hard to feel positive about someone when someone's talking negatively about them.
Yeah.
So if Jesse is speaking negatively about Ciara, I get why she wouldn't trust her. But he's the one who's bringing it out. She was going to keep that to herself.
Right.
So it's like almost his fault that all of this has come out.
But then it's kind of like, okay, earlier you were saying, oh, well, Jesse said it made the girls feel a certain way about you, but you didn't mention how at that time how he was saying things about Ciara to make you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
It seems like kind of you were also feeling a certain way. Was it based off what he said? That's what you're saying. We'll find out next episode what was said.
Yeah.
Because it ended there, which was annoying.
It's probably something along those lines, because that would make sense why she's like, I want to be close to you guys and I'm not close to you guys and I feel like we could be close. Like the story in her head is, I didn't get to make headway with these people and I want to, which is cool, but that's where it's like it's a little gray. Her reasoning for breaking up, gray. What actually happened,
gray.
What he actually said about Ciara, gray.
Their relationship, gray.
Like, will we even get the full story next week?
Probably not. We'll probably have to wait till the reunion.
I saw they're all dressed up as zombies and stuff, and they're like talking in the kitchen, but I'm like, where's the conversation at the freedom party?
Right.
Freedom dinner.
The freedom dinner. Yeah, because not tomorrow. Next week's the finale.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, they said on the season finale.
Oh, thank God.
I know, I feel like it might end right on time for Love Island.
Yes, Brandon, the way I was so overwhelmed.
I know. We might have, maybe the last part of the reunion might be the premiere week. One is fine, though.
Unless they do 3 parts.
They never do for Summer House.
Okay, so 2.
They shouldn't.
So it should end June 4th.
Don't start this time.
Summer House. Yeah,
okay.
I like Summer House. Mm-hmm. I am enjoying this.
I love that you like it. I hope you go back and watch old seasons.
I do, because I've been seeing these clips on TikTok and I'm like, what were you guys fighting about?
No,
why are you throwing drinks?
No, they don't play. Like, Summer House is good. Start season. I mean, part of me wants to go back and watch seasons 1 and 2 at one point, just like to know our history. Mm-hmm. But
where we came from.
Who
was that? Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, what were you gonna say?
No, I can't. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
You were about to say something.
I was just gonna say you could start at season 3 because that's when Paige and Hannah come, and low key, I feel when the Summer House today's dynamic truly kicks off. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's good to know.
And they had a bunch of men. There was like this guy who they all like intentionally ignored at a dinner. And he was like, why is everybody speaking over me?
Luke.
Was he an OG?
He comes in season 4. He's a model. Him and Hannah hit it off. And then he brings Ciara season 5. Oh. That's who Ciara.
They were dating?
They had a moment where they kind of dated or hooked up, and then he ghosted her. But then he brought her to the house season 5.
Interesting. I was like, who is this awful man?
He is awful. Don't be fooled by Luke.
Then Kyle bangs on the table and I'm like, is this a fever dream? Like, this clip looks like a fever dream.
What was that? Oh my gosh, that's mine.
What's that? Your bedtime?
I set a reminder to do Duolingo.
LOL.
If y'all heard my alarm.
Brandon has a crazy streak. It's like...
I do. It's like 900 something. Let me look real quick. I'm doing French. I can't speak it though, I don't think. Because Duolingo, they just have like multiple choice. I feel like I can maybe read it. We'll see. I want to go to Paris. I'm at 941. I want to get to 1,000 and then I'm probably going to stop. But anyways, that was it, I think, for the episode.
I'm glad we talked it out because once we started talking, it made sense.
Yeah, it made more sense as we talked because they didn't help in the episode.
Yeah.
But before we end things, we do want to make just a little fun announcement. We are starting a Patreon. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Woo, woo, woo.
It's gonna launch in a couple weeks.
Yes, we're
with
gonna
the premiere of Love
Island. Yes.
We didn't practice.
We did not, but that's how in sync we are.
Yes.
Yes, we just created the page. We haven't published it or anything. We want to make it go live, like you said, with the premiere, because what we kind of want to do with it starting off is just kind of do like live viewings of episodes. We want to do like one a week. We're thinking Friday when it premieres, 9 p.m. Eastern. And just like watch the episode with everyone.
Do like a live Q&A. We can chat with y'all while we watch it.
Yes, and we think it would be fun.
We think it'd be really fun because Love Island is such a labor of love. There's so many episodes. It would be so fun to like watch at least one a week live.
Yes.
So
it would be a great time. I'm excited to do that. I've never done like a live stream or anything like that before. So that's going to be fun. And yeah, it's only going to be like Patreon $5 a month. Yeah, not bad. Pretty standard. You know, give us some money. But you know, that's it starting off. But we're hoping to like with the Patreon maybe grow and add additional stuff at some point. Maybe like bonus episodes, more content and everything. But this is like a fun start to like stick our toes in the Patreon pool and kind of get started with the Love Island.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Yes.
If you're not already following us on social media, make sure to follow because that's where I feel like most of the information will be on how to join us.
Absolutely. You can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, where you can also rate us 5 stars, which we love. We actually did get a new review on Apple Podcasts.
Oh yeah, and I also wanted to shout out our friend Courtney.
Oh yes, she's been commenting on some of the Spotify. I finally responded to you, Courtney.
Courtney, we love you, Courtney. Courtney has been listening for a while now. Her most recent comment was really funny. Was it last episode or the one before?
I think the one before or the one before that. A couple episodes.
Brendan told a story about like cutting his hand.
It was traumatic.
And Courtney said, Brandon, your story about bleeding and thinking your nervous system was going to shut down is so relatable and had me dying. Thank you. Thanks for listening, Courtney.
Yes, thank you, Courtney.
Love the engagement on Spotify. We appreciate it.
We love the engagement and the engagement we've been getting on TikTok. We love.
Oh yeah.
But the recent Apple Podcast review, we got 5 stars from NCM87. It says thank you, and their review says great take on Amanda centering the men. No one ever comments on this. I love that you felt the need to review that.
That's all you, Brandon.
And it is.
And did.
Thank you,
and will again.
87.
Yes.
But you can also, leave a review. We love to shout those out and rate us 5 stars on Spotify as well. And if you want to see our beautiful faces instead of just listening to our beautiful voices, subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Shade of It All Podcast. We also post clips on TikTok at The Shade of It All Podcast, Instagram at The Shade of It All Pod. And like we mentioned before, soon to be Patreon at The Shade of It All. Love y'all. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.